So we've just recorded this and it was fucking shite. So we ended it and we're going to do it again. We'll start off in exactly the same way. What caffeine have you got, Jack?
I've no longer got caffeine. The caffeine is currently circulating my bloodstream.
Fuck's sake.
But it was an espresso, Mexico, which is lovely.
Got major deja vu, yeah. I'm on a shit Aldi coffee today because I just got back from my boyfriend, didn't have any coffee in, so I had to rob some from the mother, and it's just fucking terrible. It's atrocious, really.
Let me guess, is it a Kenya?
It's a Kenya, lad, yeah. How did you know?
Oh, what a guess.
It's you, lad. Right, so today's episode, we want to tell you why you probably feel like shit and why you can't achieve your goals and what to do about it.
Actionable stuff that you can do by the end of this podcast to improve your mood and improve your ability to be successful in life. Big one today.
That's a fucking heavy podcast. Lots of value being sprinkled. If you enjoyed today's episode, I'm going to say it now because I might forget at the end. Just share it with someone who wants more from life. Share it. If you're the type of person who cares about your friends, your colleagues, your family, send it to them because they're going to get loads of fucking value from it. You'll change their life. I'm not even messing.
Not even messing, deadly serious. Share it. Even if you hated the podcast, stick it on your story and say, this is the worst podcast I've ever listened to.
This is fucking shit. And then
still stick it on your story and tag us in it.
People might actually listen to it.
So the first thing we're going to talk about is your mindset, because without the right mindset, nothing is possible.
Nothing.
Bold statement.
That's a large statement, that. So even if someone's got like a 70% mindset, they still can't achieve anything.
No, but if you don't, okay, so that was let me clarify. No, do you know what? I'm going to stand by it, because if you don't believe that you can cross the road, you won't cross the road. If you honest, I said this to a client yesterday. If you don't believe you can fly, you'll never try. If someone convinces you that you can fly, you'll jump off a fucking 10-story building. You might die, but you'd do it. But you're not going to jump off a 10-story building now because you don't believe that you can fly.
Yeah.
Scale that right back to crossing the road. You wouldn't cross a busy road of traffic unless someone's shown you it's possible.
Yeah.
So if you haven't got the right mind.
Let's bring that to actual physique and fitness and business and whatever the fuck it is, relationships. If you don't believe you can achieve a boss physique, you won't do it. You won't put the effort in order to get there. You won't put the effort in because you don't believe that it's going to ever even happen. And so you won't actually achieve that. And it's something that I always see with clients, and we have to give them a quick slap around the ears, believe in themselves, and then flying. But this is the first thing we wanted to speak about. How you represent things and scenarios and situations to yourself internally in your mind. So if you're a person who has never ever been in shape and you see yourself as someone who doesn't really go to the gym, you don't identify as a gym goer, you don't view yourself as someone who's capable of achieving unbelievable physique results, when presented with the idea that you can achieve great results, or maybe you start to set yourself some goals but you don't think you're capable of achieving unbelievable results, you're never going to apply 100% of your effort, 100% of the energy and the resources that you have in chasing that, because you don't think it's ever going to happen. If you come to me and I say, right, I'm going to get you to fucking step on stage next year and you're gonna win some bodybuilding show, but you don't think it's going to happen, I'm going to put a plan in front of you and you probably won't actually attack it because you don't believe that it's going to happen. It's not going to be worth all of the effort that you're putting in because internally you've represented yourself that it's impossible for you to do so. So why the fuck would you ever put all of your effort into it? Whereas if you know deep down in your heart that if you apply every single ounce of your being towards that, you will achieve the goal and it means enough to you, then you will go and do it. Your behaviors will actually follow through with what needs to happen in order to achieve that outcome.
Funny you should say that, right? Because I've got two examples. One, a conversation I had yesterday, but one that actually ties to you quite well. One of my current clients, when we first had a consultation call, we're trying to figure out, right, what do you want? What's the big end goal? What's the ideal like end goal for you? That's one of the conversation we always have. And one of them is he wants to step on stage. It's something he wants to do for ages. It's something like he was into bodybuilding a long, like years ago, and then stepped away from it and like sort of let himself go a little bit. And that's why he's reached back out to me, because he wants to get back into it. And I was like, on the call, I was like, right, this is an Isaac client. It is. You want to step on stage, go and see Isaac. I won't waste my time here because that is not what I do. That's not the clients I work with. And I said that to him. I said, look, that's what you want to do. Here's Isaac. This is what he does. This is bread and butter. Go and do it. And he said to me, I don't know whether I'm ready. Like, I'm a little bit out of shape. I need to do this. I need to do that. And the limiting beliefs were there. The mindset wasn't quite there. So that is where I do shine. Is like, okay, well, I'm going to get you to believe in yourself. Sound, you are one of my clients. Come in. Let's start doing some stuff. We're on week 8 or 9, I think, off the top of my head. Check in last week. He said, remember we said about doing a show maybe in like a year's time? Well, I'm giving it more thought, and that maybe we start prepping for it in like 8 weeks or 9 weeks.
Sick.
Because he started seeing the results, he started seeing the changes, he started believing that it's actually possible. When he first reached out and he'd done nothing for months, for years, the thought of doing that was unimaginable. Now he's taking action. Now he's seeing the changes. Now he's actually seeing his body change. There's that little voice going, hey, you might actually be able to do this.
And this is a fucking key thing. I did a post about this, and you've definitely done posts about this in the past, Jack, I'm sure. Like, confidence follows action. It's never confidence first. You won't become confident and then be like, yeah, I feel confidence fuck today. Now I'm going to start the gym.
Yeah.
It's not that. Your internal representations about how you think about yourself and what you think you're capable of doing are fluid. They're never going to be the same. But in order for you to start moving them towards actually believing in yourself, you have to actually start doing stuff. You have to actually go and step out of your comfort zone and start moving towards your goals. And then once you realize, oh shit, I can actually do this, it's not that far away, it's actually quite easy if I just apply myself, then you'll start to be like, oh shit, yeah, I want more. I can see this happen. It gets exciting, you get motivated, you want to do more and more and more. And so you almost have to, like, the initial bit to get the momentum going, you have to force yourself to change how you think about yourself. You've got to force yourself to change those internal representations and show yourself what you're actually capable of. Yeah, this is a great example. Like, this internal representations thing is more so than just like how you think about yourself in terms of what you're capable of on a large scale and like a macro scale, but like in any situation, like if you're going on a night out and you're going up to a bird, you don't think you're going to pull it, your body language will be down, you'll walk over, you'll speak timidly, you'll stumble over your words, you'll look like a bitch. And then that behavior that you displayed because of your shit internal representations means that she thinks you're a muppet and you didn't pull it. Whereas if you go up to it in your head and you think you're going to pull it, and you walk over it with your chest up, shoulders back, you speak with confidence, clarity, and you don't stumble over your words, you don't have to be fucking amazing. It's quite easy. You just speak like a normal fucking human. You'll probably pull it. And this is, I want to relate it to something that happened when I was on holiday. We went on a boat trip and we did cliff jumping, and oh my God, I'm fucking shit scared of heights. I'm so fucking scared of heights. It's unreal. And
scary.
What?
I thought you were going to say, I'm so scared of heights, it's scary.
In the past, I've been on boat trips and I've been offered the opportunity to go cliff jumping, and I've said no and stayed in the boat because I hate heights that much. And the internal representations of me is that no, I'm too scared of heights to jump off a cliff. I don't want to jump off a cliff because what if I fall in the water and hit the bottom? And I don't want to feel a horrible feeling in your belly when you jump off. I don't want to stand at the top and be nervous and sweating and my knees shaking and all that. And then this time, I didn't even know it was going to happen, but we just pulled up at some cliffs and he was like, do you want to go on a cliff jump? And immediately the little bitch in my head was like, nah, don't do it. And then I was just like, because I'm a different human than I was last time, this opportunity arose. I decided, no, do you know what? I'm going to step up to the challenge. It's the last thing I want to do. I played the game. I played the game, Jack. What don't you want to do right now?
I want to do right now.
I don't want to jump off this cliff. So I just said, yeah, let's do it. Didn't even think about it. Didn't even let anyone see how much I was shitting myself. Climbed up the rocks and then literally just walked off. And as I was walking up to the thing, we basically had to wait for people to move out the bottom because there's some kids fucking about on like some paddleboard or something. And I was stood there and I could feel myself, the desire to not jump more and more and more, and it was coming more and more and more. And then as I was standing there, I could feel it getting to the point where it was going to become too much and I was going to step back. And I just went, nah, fuck it, and just jumped. And after that, I showed myself that it was possible. And then we went to 3 different cliffs and I jumped off them all and they were all higher than that one. And it was just like, because the internal representations were changed in my head, I knew that I could do it. I knew that I'd be fine. I stepped out of my comfort zone and changed my belief system around jumping off cliffs. I stepped up to the challenge and fucking boxed it. Now that's something that I can take myself to do whenever I feel like, simply because I changed my beliefs around that through action, through pushing myself out of my comfort zone.
So how you can action this in your life is by reverse engineering what it is you want to do, is one way of doing it. So this is something, I mean, you probably do this as well, but this is something I do with my clients. And we spoke about this before we started recording. I have people come to me saying, I want to lose 2 stone, I want to lose 3 stone, I want to lose 4 stone. And okay, let's work out how long that's going to take. And I say, for example, you want to lose 4 stone, that's going to take you 28 weeks. And they're like, nah, not happening. Because in your head, listening to this now, 4 stone is this insurmountable amount of weight to lose. It is this huge mountain that you've got to climb. I can't go and speak to that girl. I can't go and lift that weight, because you're looking at the end goal. Like Jeff Bezos didn't start Amazon and go, I'm going to fly to space. No, I'm never going to fly to space, right? I'm not even going to start Amazon. That's your end goal. And it is huge and it is insurmountable to you at this time. But then when we break that down, okay, so 28 weeks away is 4 stone. Well, if I say to you, okay, forget about the 4 stone. Can you lose £2 this week? Can you do that? 99% of the time? Yeah, I can do that. Right, okay, just do that then. That gives you that little sprinkling of confidence, right? I'm £2 closer to where I need to be. Next week, another £2. Next week, another £2. And you're just sprinkling these little learned behaviors, these new learned behaviors that you are capable of doing that. Like all of Isaac's previous experiences have taught him that he can't jump off cliffs and heights are scary and fuck this, stay in the boat, because he didn't have any evidence that he can jump off the cliff and that he will be okay. So his brain is making up all of the scenarios because it doesn't have any real-time memories to rely on.
Mm-hmm.
And then you jumped off the cliff and now your brain's like, okay, we can do it. Shit, we've got all this new information now. It wasn't actually that bad. Let's go find a bigger one. Let's test this now. Let's see if we can do a big one. Let's see if we can do a big one.
Yeah.
If your brain doesn't have the information, it has to make it up. Your brain loves telling stories.
Yeah.
So if you don't provide it with the evidence to show it that it can do it, it's relying on its own imagination to go, yeah, but what if we don't? What if we fail? But what if this happens? What if you gain more weight? What if everyone in the gym puts their weights down, turns around, looks at you and starts laughing? What if you get laughed out of the gym because you're lifting up 2 kilo dumbbells? Like all of this stuff is going on in your brain because your brain doesn't know.
Yeah.
So it has to find all these worst case scenarios, and then you go to the gym. No one looks at you. because everyone else has got the same internal dialogue of, oh my God, what if someone's looking at me? So they're all busy looking at their own little world, not looking at you. And then you learn, oh, okay, I might actually be able to go to the gym. Yeah, that wasn't actually that bad. And you learn the new behavior.
100%. It's literally everything to do with success comes from the mind. Once you master your mind, you can master the physical body. So it's so easy. Once your mind is strong, once you actually believe that you can do something, your body will just follow suit.
So that's your mind. You need to give your brain the information, put your brain in new situations to learn this stuff.
How can someone listening to this might be thinking, well, yeah, it's all well and good saying, yeah, change your internal representations, change how you think about stuff. How do you get clients to start actually removing the limiting beliefs in the first place?
So one of my favorite ones, I'm a huge fan of journaling and just writing stuff down on paper with it, but I'm literally holding a pen now. Because if I feel like, and I'm sure there is some science behind this, but if you write something down on paper out of your brain, it becomes real. Like one way I explained it in a video yesterday is that if you think, right, I need to go to the shops tonight, and you imagine the shopping list in your head and then go shopping, like an hour later, you drive to the shops, you go through traffic, you do whatever, and then you get in the shops, you won't have remembered everything. And that's not necessarily just memory. That's just because it was a thought in your head that didn't really become real. Put it down on paper, it becomes real. And there's a real list of things for you to go and action. Now, how do I use this with clients and with myself? If there's something that they don't believe or something that they're struggling with, or there's a limiting belief, I'll get them to write that thing down on paper. So like, for example, again, I want to step on stage. I want to compete as a bodybuilder. Firstly, we need to figure out what the limiting belief is, because, okay, it's fine saying, well, I don't believe I can do that, but why? One way we can do that is by writing 25 reasons why. So you don't believe that you are capable of stepping on stage as a bodybuilder. You don't believe you're capable of losing 3 stone. You don't believe you're capable of applying for the new job. Write 25 reasons down why you're not capable. The first 5 will be dead easy. Oh, I love food. Oh, I'm lazy. Oh, I'm not strong enough. First 10, you start thinking a little bit more. Oh, because, I quit after a week. Oh, because I always get injured. Then you get to 15, then you get to 20, and then it's like, oh, well, I always regain weight, or, oh, I can never stick to my diet because I give up of a weekend, or, oh, well, actually, I'm a little bit self-conscious with my top off. And because you're having to develop, you find so many reasons why those last 5, when you get to number 20, number 25, you come up with some mad answers that are like, wow, okay, I never even realized that. But you're pushing your brain to figure it out by constantly just asking yourself why. And then you get to the root cause, then we can address that. So if you've want to lose 4 stone, but and 25 reasons down the line, it's like, well, I don't actually believe that I can, because every time I've lost weight, I've gained it back. Well, then we need to show you how to lose weight and stay at a set weight, not just lose weight, but stay at a set weight.
That's like the 10, 15 fucking mark. Like when you get to 25, it's like, I don't think I'm going to be able to do it because I've got low self-worth because my parents didn't love me. Like that's the sort of shit that you'll come across when you get to that level.
Yeah, 25 is a minimum. Like I need 25 from you at least. Yeah. Keep going. But then, because we don't finish with that, you don't want to finish with, look, these are the 25 reasons why I'm shit. Like, here's 25 reasons why I am crap at the thing that I want to do. Let's leave it there. Thanks for that, Jack. Thanks for the privilege of that. Love it. Then
that's important. You got
it's important. We definitely don't want to leave you there. We then use the same theory, the same technique. Right, 25, 50 is a good one. Me and you had to write 50 when we work with Mark.
Mm-hmm.
50 reasons why you will achieve that goal, and they have to be 50 different reasons. They have to be 50 reasons that aren't linked. So you can't say, I'm going to lose weight because I'll stick to my diet. I'm going to lose weight because I'm going to eat the right foods. They're the same thing.
Yeah.
Different, like completely different categories, 25, 50 reasons why. Then you're going to start digging into this self-belief that's in you. Like, what can you do? How are you going to make that happen? Like, what are you going to do? Well, I'm going to stick to my diet. I'm going to ask for help. I'm going to get support. I'm going to not give up as soon as something goes wrong. I'm going to use a coach to help guide me through the points where I get stuck. I'm going to go and learn about the things that I don't know about. Then you can't. You've got these 50 different reasons why you're going to do it. Well, then you're going to do it, aren't you? Mm-hmm. Those you then need to do, again, writing it down is meaningless without action. Then go and back up all of those reasons why with action.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where
everything we spoke about happens.
This is where it then starts to produce the evidence to tell your brain that it's possible.
Mm-hmm. And then you fucking believe it.
Yeah.
I think, I mean, I utilize that probably not as often as you do. I think when someone quite clearly doesn't believe in themselves, I'll utilize that. What I have found to be quite effective is, I actually dropped you a voice note when I started doing this recently. Like we've used vision planning with our clients for a while. And if you guys are unfamiliar with vision planning, we did an episode on this a while back, so go and scroll through and have a look. Absolutely key and essential in actually understanding what the fuck it is that you're doing this for. If you don't know why you're doing it, you don't know what you're aiming for, you're never going to actually achieve something. So that's really fucking key. But when you're vision planning, taking it to the next level where you've got a vision inside your head and you've achieved everything you've set out to achieve, and you've got a clear reason why you want to do that, but not only just having a vision in your head, but getting really in depth on everything about that vision so that it feels real. So what are the colors like? Do they pop? Is it dark? Is it light? Is it black and white? Like, are you from first person or third person? Like, creating a vision in your head and actually doing these things will trick your brain into making it feel like it's real. Don't look at it from third person. Make sure the colors pop. Like, it's got to be from your vision, like actually from your eyes. The colors have to pop. You have to hear what is being said. You have to feel what's being felt. What do your abs feel like when you're touching them? Like, what does the floor feel like? Is the temperature warm or cold? Like, who is talking? What are they saying? How do you feel inside? What is the feeling you actually have when you've achieved all of these things? And to the point where you can close your eyes and that feels like it's real. That feels like it's actually now. And then when you can do that, you actually feel like it's a thing. It's actually there. It's tangible. It's real. You can almost feel like it's actually there. And once that feels like it's actually a thing that you're capable of achieving, you almost feel like you deserve it. Then it's just there. You know that, right? Well, it's there. I can almost touch it. I just need to do these things, and it's mine. And once you've got that feeling that, oh, actually, like that massive insurmountable goal of losing 4 stone or stepping on stage, I know what that's like. I know that it's real. I'm actually capable of doing that. That changes your internal representation straight away, because it doesn't seem like it's insurmountable anymore because you've already created it in your mind. And so that for me has been great for me, but also with clients. And then potentially if someone's still struggling with believing in themselves, sticking in, here's 25 reasons why you're a muppet. Right now, write down 50 why you're sick.
On top of that, something you can action before you train, something you can action before you go for a run, something you can action first thing in the morning is positive affirmations. And this is backed by research. This is some science shit you can go and look up on PubMed. The papers are there. When strength athletes used positive affirmations before lifting weights to gain strength. So one group was told before they were to lift up the weight or do whatever lift it was, I think it was squats, they had to say 5 times, I can lift more than this, out loud, vocalized out loud so everyone could hear it. I can lift more than this. 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 Say it 5 times with purpose, like not just I can lift more than this. Like say it like you mean it. The group that did that compared to the group that didn't, who just followed the same training regime, the group that used the power of the positive affirmations gained more muscle mass, gained more strength throughout the study, but also increased their testosterone levels, their free testosterone in their blood, reduced their resting heart rate, reduced their cortisol levels.
Mad.
And nothing changed. Nothing else changed in the study. Like
Mad.
it was a well-structured study. That's all that they did.
And that's the same shit as what we started the podcast is, like how you internally represent yourself, how they represented that situation as something that they could do with ease. And so they probably just ragged it up. Or what was it, squats?
I think it was squats.
Probably just banged them out, got an additional couple of reps, did that every time, and therefore gained more muscle mass, or the health markers improved because they represented it as something that was they're easily capable of doing. And it's like, because they told themselves that in their head, they mobilized all of their resources to just fucking fly that weight up. Whereas if you get under the bar and you're like, oh shit, this is heavy, this, and your knees are shaking, and you can, it feels just really heavy, and then you go, you're never going to perform the same. Everyone knows, anyone who is trained to it at a high level before knows that if you get under a bar or under something, or you're about to start a set and you go, oh shit, that feels heavy, it will feel fucking heavy.
Yeah.
Like if you're shitting yourself before the set started, just rack it again and just change your fucking mindset. Put some music on, start breathing like a big fucking Wim Hof cunt, and just.
Which is a fantastic transition. It's not a tradition. Transition into
the physiological side of feeling fucking boss. We've just spoken about the psychological side. Control your fucking mind and start stepping out of your comfort zone. Show yourself that you can do things, and the confidence will follow. Then you actually start fucking doing them. But also the physiological side is huge, and we've been doing cold water immersion, Jack, because Jack got me onto it. Like, was it the last podcast we did?
I think so, yeah. The mindset stuff in reality is going to take time. The positive affirmations before you do anything will work instantly, because it's the power of self-belief. It will work. But for you to feel the difference in your mindset and the way you approach situations is going to take time, because it's learned behavior that you've got to learn new behaviors, got to unlearn old behaviors. The physiological stuff, the physical stuff we're going to talk about now, if you went and done it from tomorrow morning when you wake up, if you do the breathing stuff now, listening to this podcast, you will notice a difference instantly. Mm-hmm. So when you combine the two, you're going to feel unstoppable. So this stuff is instantly more accessible, but the mindset stuff is what's going to mean that you do all of this physical stuff more consistently.
Mm-hmm. They're inextricably linked.
Nice. So, start with morning routine. First thing you do when you wake up?
Yeah. Well, first thing I do when I wake up is not the cold water immersion. I actually get a coffee, go and meditate, read, and then get the ice bath. Nice.
So, I'm changing it around a little bit at the moment. First thing I do is hydrate. Every morning. Like, you've not drank for 7 to 9 hours, maybe more. Go and drink some water. Oh, I don't like water. Go and drink some water. Your body likes water.
Okay, and you don't for this app because you just reminded me I need the toilet majorly.
Yes, I'll just rattle through my morning routine and then you can come back. So I'll run you through my morning routine and why I do what I do in the order that I do. So I note what time I wake up. This is important for later on. Make a note of when I wake up. Then go down, hydrate. Then what I want to do is get moving in some way. Technical term, forward ambulation, which basically just means walking, running, cycling, something that involves moving my body forwards. What this does from a physical standpoint is when objects pass by your eyes, and this only works when your body is in motion, so it doesn't work when you're driving a car. It works when you're walking around the house, but being outside in a larger space is going to work more effectively because it's a bigger area. Your brain, your eyes are having to take in objects from further away, from close up. You're going to have to, your eyes are having to do more. They're sending more signals to your brain by doing forward ambulation. Nice word, that, isn't it, Isaac? I learned that this week and I love it. It's just such a over complicated way of saying go for a walk. And I love it. Objects pass by your eyes. Light is moving past your eyes. What this does is this sends signals to your brain to make your brain more alert. But it also creates a calming effect and helps reduce anxiety. If you're someone who's anxious, this will work to help you feel more calm by just simply walking forward. If you're not someone who's anxious and you start the day by doing this, you're instantly going to create a feeling of calm alertness. First thing in the morning, if you're someone who's got to get to work, you've got to start doing stuff, you've got to be productive. Being calm and alert is a very good state to be in. We don't want to be frantic and alert. We don't want to be stressed and alert. We also don't want to be sleepy and unalert. Calm alertness is a fantastic position to get your body in. Combine that walk with the fact that I'm now outside and being exposed to sunlight within the first hour of waking. Ideally, you want to be exposed for half an hour would be fantastic. But if you can do 2 minutes, if you can do 5 minutes, if you can do 15 minutes of being in direct sunlight, this is going to, again, have a huge knock-on effect to hormone release timing. It's going to set off your internal clock in the right way. Your brain picks up the light waves that are coming off the sun, sends signals to your brain, okay, yeah, it's that time of day. This is what we need to do at this time of day. These are the hormones that we need first thing in the morning. We'll start ticking this time and clock, this, your circadian rhythm that works in a 24-hour cycle, sets that in motion. So the cortisol is released at the right time. Serotonin and melatonin are released at the right time later on in the evening. You put yourself in the best physiological position to have a good start to the day. Now, I said about noting what time you wake up in the morning. So I wake up at 7 o'clock. I do this because about 2 hours before you wake up is when your body temperature at its lowest. This is important because 4 to 6 hours after that is when your body temperature kind of peaks. When this happens, that's when your brain is most alert, is most able to function at its best. So when you're most focused, you're most alert, you're most able to be like productive. This is important for me because obviously I spend a lot of time writing stuff, writing content, replying to clients, and I can then time everything I do up to this window 4 to 6 hours after that lowest point. So 2 hours after I wake up. So it's about 10, 11 o'clock. I then sit down and I know for 90 minutes, I'm going to be able to nail out the most productive work I'm going to do all day because my brain is in its like, it's in its top gear. It is like a tuned Ferrari at that point of the day that like I can just sit, zone out, get in like a state of, what you call it, like a state of flow, brain flow where I am just focused. I am zoned in on this and I know I can do it for 90 minutes. So I time it for that window because I've took the dog out, I've gone for a walk. I've then left enough time when we spoke about the caffeine, leaving a bit of a 2 hour gap after waking so that it's not impacting my cortisol and adenosine. And I'm more focused and I'm also reducing the chance of getting brain fog and a crash in the afternoon by reducing, like by holding back on caffeine first thing in the morning. And I'll let you explain sort of that a little bit more because you say it in a way that's a lot easier for people to understand. So I won't drink caffeine until about 9 o'clock. If I wake up at 7, give it 2 hours. So caffeine goes in at 9, is then starting to percolate and is in my system, being effective by 10 o'clock in the office, switch off, focus in on what I'm doing. And then from 10 till half 11, I am a brain machine. My brain is a Ferrari for 90 minutes.
I am a brain machine.
I am a brain machine. Now,
lad, just going past half 11. You're not a brain machine anymore. So
there you go. It's 11:45. I couldn't think of a way to explain how well my brain works.
I am a brain machine.
I'm a brain machine. That's what I am. The tattooed there.
Oh, that was class. That was amazing.
So nutrition-wise, obviously, when you train is going to kind of impact this. And if training is one of your higher priorities, then what you eat is going to when you eat, what you eat is going to dictate that. For me, if I'm not training, I'll fast, because on a non-training day, my whole day revolves around using my brain, not using my muscles, not using my body. Your brain likes to be fasted. It works a lot better fasted. So I fast until about midday, because I've got the big chunk of my work out the way in the morning in that 90-minute window. If I am training, I'll start the day off, funnily enough, to coincide with that new research from Huberman about high protein intake in the morning. I'll start off with just high protein, high fat, high protein, again, to support brain health, brain function, and also, interestingly enough, to help reduce the risk of suffering with major depression. Because I supplement with 1,000 milligrams of EPA, which is essentially fish oil. So it's part of what is contained within fish oil. And research shows that 1,000 to 2,000 milligrams of EPA had the same impact as depression medication. Mad. So obviously I'm not on depression medication. If you are on depression medication, go and speak to your doctor. Don't listen to me on this podcast and take medical advice from me. Go and speak to your doctor, mention the use of EPA, go and look at the research, because it's out there. But EPA, 1,000 milligrams of EPA, which is part of what makes up omega-3 fish oil, is supported by about 12 different research papers in the treatment of depression and also the prevention of depression, because of how it reacts with your brain and its ability to produce serotonin, which is something that is low in people that suffer with major depression. Slightly off topic. If you've been exposed to 3 or more major stressful events, like long-term stresses, so let's say COVID, gym shutting and losing all of your business, leaving a long-term 9-year army career, and they're all within the space of about 2 to 3 years, your risk of suffering a mental health issue, a major mental health issue like major depression, is greatly increased. Fortunately for me, I haven't experienced that. However, I'm at quite a large risk of, if another big stressor comes along, that might be the one that cripples me. So supplementing with the 1,000 milligrams of EPA is a fantastic way of almost mitigating that. Not mitigating it, but reducing some of that risk. If you, which you all have been through a really rough 18 months of uncertainty and stress, and you've had all of the other life stuff going on, probably a good idea for you to start supplementing with 1,000 milligrams of EPA too. But again, go and speak to your doctor.
There's a whole load of other health benefits as well, other to EPA.
Yeah.
As well as that. Like, it's not just limited to mental health.
No. So, yeah, to jump in just before you go off, I've always supplemented with fish oil. It's only recently that I've swapped the fish oil I was using to make sure that it was getting that 1,000 milligrams of EPA. Like specific, because it was like 600 I was getting. But sorry, go on.
No, I can't remember what I was gonna say, but yeah, I mean EPA. We could speak for fucking hours about EPA, but it's not really today's topic. Like, I think what people can take from your morning routine, like I could sit here and rattle off mine and explain all of the shit behind it. Was like your morning routine has to be yours for your specific goals and for you that works with your lifestyle and brings you the things that you need in the day. But the main fucking things which you should probably focus on is I'd say number one is having some time to sit and be silent on your own. So going for a walk is fantastic for 1,000 reasons. You're getting your steps in, exposure to daylight, which, as you just mentioned, anchors your circadian rhythm, boss for spiking your cortisol in the morning. There's so many fucking reasons why going for a walk is great. But one of the biggest things within going for a walk is, unless you're walking with someone and having a chat, you've got time for yourself to sit and think about your actual life. Like it's just way too easy to just move through life and just coast and not really have and just sort of just exist.
Reflect. Yeah. Oh,
Like,
yeah.
you want to go through life being present and actually having some time with your actual self to set some intentions for the day, actually think about how you feel, think about what's going on in your life, actually, rather than just existing. Actually, how can you thrive? That time in the morning is absolutely essential. And it's why my morning routines, coffee, meditates first thing I do, no matter what, because it's a 20 to 30 minute period where I just sit there and do nothing and just let my mind run. I understand what's going on in my head and interpret that, and that part of the day is essential for me. And without that, I go through the day and I get to the end of the day and it's like that was just a day where I don't even know, like I wasn't present at all. Like that is setting the tone for me every single morning. Is absolutely essential to spend some time with myself and actually understand how I'm feeling, what is going on in my life. Because it's, as I said, it's way too easy where if you don't have that time to just coast through life and you get 6 months down the line, it's like, wow, what the fuck just happened? I'm in exactly the same place. Having that time in the morning to understand where you're at, set some intentions for the day is fucking vital, in my opinion.
Part of that for me, which I actually missed off my morning routine, is the journaling. And it touched on it reminded me because of something you just said there. Like the first journaling question I answer every morning is, how do I want to feel today? I heard Paul Mort, if you know who that is, talking about it on a podcast with James Smith. And he was like, I love that question. Like, I get to choose how I feel today. And by answering that, I'm making that decision. And it was just a light bulb moment. And I was just like, I love that. Yeah, like that. And that I've used that. And then the second question. So the first two things I ask myself every morning as part of that silence is, how do I want to feel today? And what am I going to do to feel that way? So like, no matter, you could have woke up, had a really shit night's sleep, like instantly start stressing about, oh my God, I've got this deadline today. Oh my God, I've got to go and do this. I've got to go and do that. And then you sit down, you answer them two questions. Well, how do I want to feel today? Not how do you feel? Not how do you feel in that present moment? That's irrelevant, really, in the grand scheme of things. But how do you want to feel? And then making the conscious decision of, right, well, this is what I'm going to do to feel that way.
And it's an opportunity to tie it all back together for you to take a hold of your fucking internal representations. So if you woke up, had a shit night's sleep, and you've got a big deadline there, so you've got a big meeting or you've got something big on, and you're sat there thinking, oh shit, I've got no sleep, I'm not going to be as cognitively fucking enhanced today, and me meeting's going to go shit, and I'm going to lose my job and all, I'm going to miss the sale or whatever it is. It's like, just have a fucking word with yourself, change your internal representations, envision yourself actually obliterating that meeting or whatever it is, and set the tone for the day, decide how you want to feel, decide what you're going to do to feel that way, and then go and fucking attack it. And so there's the morning routine, setting yourself up, again, tying it all together, the two inextricably linked things, the physiology and your psychology, like going for a walk. If there's one thing I'd say do in your morning routine, go for a walk, because you're getting all these benefits physiologically of sunlight, all of that, getting your steps in and whatever. But you're also having that time to yourself to be able to grab a hold of your fucking brain and set the tone for the day.
Not only that, like we spoke about, or I spoke about earlier, creating that calm alertness. If you're using that time to grab a hold of your brain, you're also putting your brain in this state of calm alertness to then like delve into all the stuff that's going on in your head, so you can sort of evaluate it in a calm way. But you're able to be quite analytic about it as well, because your brain's functioning really well that time of the morning.
Exactly. And then another thing you could do, which would be fucking boss, is start getting cold showers or cold baths. And then come and join me and Jack. When are we going next weekend?
Yes, do you want to go next weekend? I needed to speak to you about it, but yeah, let's just organise it right now live on the podcast.
So it's the 28th of August right now. So what date would that be? Would it be the 4th and the 5th? Yeah.
Yes, it will be, won't it?
Saturday the
4th and the 5th.
of September. Wow. Where's this year gone, man? It's September already.
For everyone listening, it's my birthday next month, so just in case you're wondering.
What date is it again? Like, because remember last year you didn't even tell me until like it was the day.
I know I don't really do birthdays. I said that on there then just for like I don't really. It's just a day, innit? It doesn't really mean anything to me. It's 26th.
Ah, yeah, I remember now because it's exactly 2 months before mine. When I set a reminder in my phone, so I forget. But yeah, a cold bath in the morning effectively does similar things to going for a walk exposing yourself to daylight, because you'll get that humongous cortisol spike in the morning. But also, the reason I am fucking loving cold baths and cold showers if I don't have the time for a bath is, again, the physiology and the psychology inextricably linked within the cold bath. Is like psychologically it's the last fucking thing that you want to do in the morning when you're still half asleep is get in a cold bath or a cold shower. But doing it and forcing yourself to do it is it's constant training of your mind to be able to realize, right, I can do stuff that I don't want to do, and I can step out of my comfort zone all the time and be fine. And the more often you do that, the more you realize, oh shit, I can actually do a lot more than I thought I could. And it becomes normal to step out of your comfort zone. And when you win that first thing, it's like that. Was it a Navy SEAL who's done like a famous quote? It's like the first thing he does every single day is make his bed no matter what.
Yeah.
He wins that first battle and it sets the tone for the day. If you win the battle because it's a big battle, getting in a fucking ice cold bath, you have to summon something within you. It's like you really don't want to do it. If you win that battle, you've won the first battle of the day, and it fucking really sets the tone psychologically, because you're doing things that you didn't think you could probably do, or you really didn't want to do, and you stepped out of your comfort zone. But also physiologically, it wakes you the fuck up, gives you loads of energy. And we've spoken about the health benefits on the last podcast as well.
It makes you feel tough. It makes you feel hard. It makes you feel like you're resilient, and like we all want to feel like that, whether you realize it or not. If I say to you, do you want to feel weak or do you want to feel strong? No one wants to feel weak. No matter what your profession is, no matter what your career is, no matter what you want from life, you want to be strong. It creates that. You're getting in cold water first thing in the morning.
Yeah, you're a hard cunt.
You're hard for that.
Yeah.
And you carry that around me. You're like, I get ice baths. Yeah, I'll go and climb a mountain because I get ice baths. Yeah, I'll go and do this because I get ice baths. Like, it's only a small thing. It's uncomfortable and it lasts maybe 5 minutes. But it means so much more in the bigger picture of things, in the grand scheme of things.
It tells you stories about yourself, which can change your internal representations. And it's just a fucking great way to start the day. So all in all, do things to change your internal representations in the morning, and do things in the day also to change your internal representation, such as vision planning. And this is a shit summary. Do you want to try that, Jack?
So mentally challenge your limiting beliefs.
Yes.
Figure out what your limiting beliefs are. Use things like the 25 reasons why. Use vision planning. Use pushing yourself out of your comfort zone to learn new behaviors to show that you are capable of more than you believe you are capable. Physiologically, get up in the morning, forward ambulation, go walk, go run, go cycle, go do something that moves you forwards. You have to actually move your body forwards so that the light can pass over your eyes. You can have some time to think. You can create that calm alertness. You can be on top of your day straight from the get-go. Journal, spend time in your own head, figuring out what is going on in there and set the tone for the day. Get ice baths, create that alertness in the morning, create that toughness, build yourself into someone who is mentally resilient, who does things that they don't want to do on a regular basis to become someone that they've never been before. You are 100% in control of your mood. No one else can impact your mood unless you allow them to. And if something does seep in and impact your mood, you can instantly change it.
Mm-hmm. Boom. That was a much better summary. That was a lovely, lovely summary. So hopefully, if you listen to this feeling like shit and you want to start doing things to not feel like shit, it's a great fucking place to start. And if you think we can help you any further, please do not hesitate to drop us a message. At coach.kamara on Instagram. Jack, where can they find you?
At jack.level10life on Instagram. And go and join the 28-day challenge. We're starting on Bank Holiday Monday evening. If you're listening to this now, go and sign up. Join me in the challenge. It's free. You're going to work with me for 28 days. Get in there. Go and change your life.
You'll learn so much, like everything we just spoken about there. We gave you that, like that's just scratching the surface on what you'll learn in 28 days with Jack. So that will be impeccable for you if that's what you want to go for. And also, if you just want to come with us to Snowdon next weekend and walk up Snowdon and get in a fucking ice cold pool like a big hard cunt, then drop us a message.
Do it.
We'll add you to the group. Thank you all for listening. If there's anyone that you know that will enjoy this podcast or will get value from it, or you just think needs to fucking hear it, then please share it with them. And we would love a little tag on Instagram and share it with all of your pals. Thank you for listening. Speak to you soon.